All right, guys, my name is Stefanie. I'm a licensed therapist. I help you to recover from disordered eating, recover from body image dissatisfaction, and help you to regain control over your relationship with food, body, and inner self. Okay, so if you haven't been paying attention to the internet and to social media, before Christmas, a little bit of a shift happened related to society's beauty standards and what is now deemed as acceptable. So, for the past several years, thanks to the influence of music, celebrities, and certain social media personalities, having a curvier body with a more pronounced derriere was seen as on trend. In fact, to anybody who's spent a significant amount of time on social media, it seems like everybody who was anybody was running to their local plastic surgeon's office in order to have the infamous BBL surgery done. If you're not in the know, BBL surgery stands for Brazilian butt lift. And according to a surgical center that I just randomly happened to Google by typing in what is a Brazilian butt lift, they define it as this: a gluteal fat grafting procedure that utilizes excess fat collected from other areas of the body to add buttocks volume and projection and or perfect overall shape and symmetry. BBL is typically most suitable for individuals that have good to moderate skin elasticity and adequate fat to accomplish the transfers. The BBL procedure can consistently create results that are smooth, toned, lifted, shapely, and balanced with overall figure. So cut to now. What is really going on? So researchers agree that beauty is largely an abstract construct. That means that it's not concrete, is subjective, and can largely change based on things like your country, your region, cultural influences, societal influences, and one's own internalized preferences or even prejudices. Or even feelings of prejudice. Start again. For centuries, when it comes to society's beauty standards and what is seen as attractive or desirable, there have always been trends. And trends are always subject to change. And even today, preferences as to what body type is seen to be more attractive or desirable tends to shift and change every few decades even. So even as a kid growing up in the 90s, although I was young, I was old enough to remember Baywatch being one of the highest rated shows at that time. And back then, everybody wanted the Pam Anderson body. And you guessed it, augmentation mammoplasties or breast implants were one of the most popular surgical procedures at that time because everyone wanted to achieve that look. And I'm sure some of you watching can recall a time when models like Twiggy helped to popularize smaller bodies. In fact, there are recorded sculptures and artwork that celebrate voluptuous, curvy bodies dating back to antiquity. So are we coming full circle? It sure seems like it, with influencers who were once popular for their curvaceous bodies now presenting much differently, and the popularity of surgical procedures like buccal fat removal, where fat is literally removed from your cheeks in order to give you a more sculpted face and chiseled jawline, kind of like the look. All right, so what are the key takeaways from this? First, it's important to remember that our bodies are not trends. What happens when we engage in a risky surgery and then society's beauty standards end up changing? Or you end up changing something about yourself in order to fit in with what's currently on trend and to feel better about your body, but you notice that you don't feel better on the inside. Remember that we are not all meant to look the same. We all come in different sizes, shapes, shades, have different bone structure, with differing muscle composition. We also have flaws, and that's part of what makes us unique and different. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Also, know that constantly changing yourself in order to fit in with society's beauty standards is likely going to feel very exhausting, just based off of how frequently the beauty standards have been known to change. And they're going to continue to change. And in the age of social media, where access to things is so instant, that change and shift is going to happen even faster now. We're a society of people with short attention spans, and we tend to become very intrigued by the next new and exciting thing that's going to give us that dopamine hit. So instead of changing yourself in order to fit in, focus on internal, lasting change. So if your reason for changing is to feel better about yourself because you don't think that the way you look is in alignment with society's beauty standards, before you go through with the change, I really want you to reflect long and hard on it and ask yourself if changing this thing about me is really going to make me feel better about myself. After it's changed, will I feel better, or am I still going to have some of the same feelings? A lot of times we feel like changing something about ourselves is automatically going to make us feel completely better and like a new person, and only to find out that once we do it and go through with it, we feel the same. Just because your body changes, you're still gonna have days when you feel sad. You're still gonna have days when you may not feel beautiful. You're still gonna have days where, you are not in love with yourself. That's normal. That's called being human. Focus on working towards loving yourself and, at the very least, accepting yourself from within. All right, guys, so that's all I have for today. If this has been helpful for you, please share with somebody. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna try to stay on this look. I'm gonna try to continue with making these videos. I'm going to try. I'm going to set a goal for myself. I'm going to set a realistic goal for myself for YouTube, and I'm going to try putting out a video every week. It may not be a long video. It might be like a little short video, but that's my goal. So we'll see. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye. There are sculptures and artwork dating back to antique. What? Come on, Stefanie. All right. Kind of like the